Hi friends, welcome to this latest episode of India and the World in the Nationalist View, and we have with us a very illustrious guest, Salahuddin Shoaib Choudhury Sahab. Sir, a very warm welcome to you. And Mr. Chaudhary is editor-in-chief of Blitz, Bangladesh leading investigative weekly, and it has broken several stories. He is also a multi-award winning journalist. He's a counterterrorism specialist as well as a specialist in international relations. He writes for a number of prestigious international publications and think tanks also. And today we are going to talk about a story which Blitz has broken this morning, and I'm going to share this story on screen with you, and you can see that this is the story. And we'll just look at the headline: Muhammad Yunus, loyalist, Islamist, jihadist, students begin formation of Islamic Revolutionary Army. So this is a story. You can read it on Blitz, weeklyblitz.net. And so now we'll talk about the story. So, what is this Islamic Revolutionary Army exactly, Mr. Chaudhry? And how do you look at this development in terms of formation of this new outfit?
Thank you very much. Uh, as we know that following the so-called Arab Spring, when Muhammad Mursi came to power, Muslim Brotherhood, so they were gradually expanding their footprint with the objective of Islamization of Egypt. But this particular case of the uh, Islamic Revolutionary Army, in my opinion, and also you will agree, it quite resembles with the IRGC, Iranian Islamic Revolution got go. So it is a kind of they are trying to formulate their own army of the jihadis, and ultimately it is the first step of taking full control. And at one stage, possibly, not possibly, definitely, there will be no army in Bangladesh. And as we know that few days ago, Yunus regime has decided to disband the anti-terrorism elite force RAM. So these are all gradual developments taking place. And when I'm talking to you right now, there is a ship from Pakistan which is expected to anchor at Chittagong port uh, in next 2-3 hours. And according to my information, this ship is carrying 825 20-feet containers. And out of these 825 containers, according to my source, there are 3 containers at least having automatic rifle and short weapons. And Pakistan officially, publicly, not officially, admitted that they are sending weapons to Bangladesh. So Pakistan admission of sending weapons to Bangladesh, Mohammad Yunus meeting with Sheba Sharif yesterday in Egypt, and the way he was talking with Sheba Sharif as if he's moving forward with the blueprint of forming a kind of confederation with Pakistan, or maybe he's going to become a Xerox copy of Pakistan. I mean, a terrorist nation. And this Islamic Liberation Army, most disturbing fact is they are not hiding anything. They are openly doing it. They are openly calling upon people to join, and there is no action from the law enforcement agencies in the country because such calls are absolutely illegal. That proves that such activities are state patronized, state sponsored, and Muhammad Yunus is invariably pushing the country towards the exact uh, nature of another Pakistan.
Coming back to this Islamic Revolutionary Army thing, so you have mentioned that a call has been. So who are these people who are actually basically on the forefront? Of course, it's backed by the Yunus regime. So these are student leaders, or who are these people? And you have mentioned in your expose also about a Facebook post in which an announcement was made regarding recruitment for this Islamic Revolutionary Army. So, if you could elaborate a little bit upon that, how this so-called student movement, anti-discrimination student movement, is getting basically exposed, and how it is actually playing an important role in the formation of Islamic Revolutionary Army.
As we know that this so-called anti-discrimination student movement, which was at the forefront of anti-Hasina movement, by now we know that all of the leaders who were at the forefront, they either belong to Hizb ut-Tahrir or Ansar al-Islam. So this is not student movement. It is under the garb of student movement. It is a platform of jihadists. And they have published a Facebook post. We have also provided a screen grab of that Facebook post in our article report. And most interestingly, this few days ago, Pakistan Military Special Service Group, SSG, they trained a group of Hizb ut-Tahrir men, and now they're training standard Pakistanis. So that was the first step. And second step, training Hizb ut-Tahrir, training standard Pakistanis. And now they are shifting the training ground to Bangladesh. Because according to our information, these recruited youths will be given training by Pakistan Army. So this is very dangerous situation, development for any country. I mean, not only for Bangladesh, any country. And I can only see that the US administration, I mean, the Biden administration, naturally they're ignoring, because they are the godfather of what is happening in Bangladesh. And today is 20th of December, 19 more days to go for Trump's inauguration. I think 1 month will be quite a long time, because by the time they are training, they're forming the Islamic Revolutionary Army, they are getting weapons from Pakistan shiploaded. So, I mean, by the time Trump assumes office, maybe he will face another challenge as US faced in Afghanistan and many other countries. This is very alarming situation for not only for Bangladesh, not only for Bangladesh, it is alarming situation for the whole region and ultimately for the world. And as you know, you are also an eminent counterterrorism specialist. We have never seen that formation of such sort of regiment by any government publicly. I mean, they don't do it publicly. But in Bangladesh, they are doing it openly. Even Pakistan, they don't do it openly. So Pakistan actually wants to take the revenge of 1971 by turning Bangladesh into a far worse nation than Pakistan itself.
Sir, what do you think how China would be looking at these developments? Because China is hugely invested in Bangladesh now, and as we had discussed in earlier episodes also, it's a big power play between China and US also, where Bangladesh has been bearing the brunt. How do you see the Chinese reacting to? Because Chinese work very closely with Pakistan also, but the way they have been targeted in Pakistan by the groups which have been actually trained by ISI. And how do you think that Chinese would be looking at it? Will they just let it go? As you know, generally their policy has been they generally do not interfere with the existing administration, and they only look at their strategic interests. But how China would be looking at it, and what's your advice for India, that how India should be looking at these developments and what India can do?
Actually, bigger challenge is coming for China. these Islamists, which are growing in Bangladesh, they will cross to Myanmar border and they will join hands with Uyghurs in Xinjiang province, and Uyghur Islamics will again gain power. So by remaining silent, China is committing suicide. And to my opinion, China is too fed up with Pakistan. They don't want to lose their people anymore in Pakistan. So maybe they are trying to find an alternative to to transfer their investment. But at the same time, China, what is happening in Bangladesh now, it is not within the control of China because American deep state, Biden's, they are playing, and China will be the worst sufferer, worst loser because for India, India can has its own capabilities to protect his own security, national security and sovereignty. But as I said, for China, that we have massive surprise terrorist activity, as we have seen with the Arakan army. Suddenly it emerged. It was there for years, but suddenly it became powerful only during the last 1+ year, and now it has captured. Actually, China is thinking this, and China is going to lose its Xinjiang province very, very soon. And China considers Pakistan as its friend. But I'd like to say that any country that considers Pakistan as its friend, it does not need another enemy.
Uh, I also wanted to ask this coming back to this Islamic Revolutionary Army. So it's kind of basically a student militia which is being prepared. And I think they will say that to begin with student militia and then all kind of people will join this. And are they going to, who are going to be their targets? One, I wanted to ask whether they are going to operate, you think, only within Bangladesh, or they will also try to send terrorists and their militants to India to cross the border because uh, if it is being driven by Pakistan's ISI, so obviously one of the key targets of ISI has always been India in context of spreading terrorism. So how do you see this Islamic Revolutionary Army emerging as a student militia? Who all are which sections of society within Bangladesh are going to be targeted by them, or they are vulnerable?
In my opinion, the ISI trained Hizb Tahrir men, ISI trained started Pakistanis, and now this Islamic Revolutionary Army. Their prime target will be Bangladesh Army. And I can guarantee that within the next 3 months, there will be suicide attacks on various garrisons in Bangladesh because they would like to demoralize and weaken Bangladesh army to take over the country. So army will be the first target, Bangladesh army. Then Bangladesh security agencies will be the next target. Third target will be secularist individuals. I don't want to say Hindus because Hindus are already targeted, but secular individuals. And also, ultimately, Western embassies, Chinese establishments, Chinese projects, Chinese businesses, everything will be affected. And now, by remaining silent, China is giving space to monster to grow. By remaining silent, Bangladesh army is also giving space to monster to grow. And as I say that this is December, maximum by March, you see series of suicide attacks targeting Bangladeshi army, Bangladeshi army cantonments, army establishments, military families, everything will come under attack. And then once they achieve their I'm sorry, once they achieve their initial target goal, then they will go international. And it is not like this Islamic Revolutionary Army will only go to India. Ansar al Islam has already sent a very large number of people. You know that 8 Al Qaeda men from Bangladesh were recently arrested. So Al Qaeda men are already there in India, hundreds, not dozens. And for Islamic Liberation Army, this is the reason to consolidate power, destroy Bangladesh Army, destroy Bangladesh Air Force, destroy Bangladesh Navy, and then ensure a country where these Islamists will have no confrontation from any law enforcement agencies or defense forces.
One last question I want to ask. We have seen, that the Biden administration is backing the Yunus administration, and all these activities are happening, like formation of Islamic Revolutionary Army and Pakistan's ISI getting very active, playing an active role in affairs of Bangladesh. But what about the China is also silent? But what about the rest of the Western world? There is UK, France, Germany. How what do you think? How they are looking at basically this situation? Because ultimately they are also going, as you rightly pointed out, that ultimately these terrorists are going to target the Western world. So, what is the sense which you are getting sitting in Dhaka that whether the diplomats there are worried about it, concerned about it, Western diplomats seized of the fact, are they trying to pressurize Yunus government, or is it just that they are also silent?
Actually, the even American deep state, they kept these UK and European Union extremely busy in worthless things like in Ukraine and many other places. And uh, because of their following Washington as their gurus. So now, ultimately, Washington has become their masters. So be it United Kingdom or European Union, these are the subservient states of Washington, and they have no voice at all. They are uh, practically just the unconditional lapdogs of the United States. And under such circumstances, if you have seen what is happening in Afghanistan, what happened in Iraq or Libya. So these so-called European nations, they hardly have any voice. World is controlled by US, not by Europe. And the only man who is confronting Washington is Russian President Vladimir Putin. And the another man who is not confronting, actually China is a kind of the opportunist country, very much opportunist. They always follow the policy of balancing. They try to balance everything. So being a very huge country, huge power, China has already somehow become a merchant nation.
So thank you very much for your precious time, Mr. Chaudhary, and we'll be back soon. And if you have liked the video, if you liked the conversation, please share this video, like this video, and please also subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back soon once again. Very soon, of course, with Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary Saab taking stock of the situation in Bangladesh. And we will be sharing the link of this expose in our description box, and please also subscribe to the Blitz Weekly's YouTube channel. We will give a link to that also, so you can directly listen to a lot of interviews with international personalities which are happening there, and get a much deeper understanding of this situation in Bangladesh and the Bangladesh perspective about international relations. So thank you once again. Thank you very much for this up, and so we'll end this conversation here. Thank you very much, viewers, for watching and taking out time to watch this show. Thank you.